everyone. Excuse me. Well, yesterday I got cut off mid-stride, as it were, because someone phoned me on the phone that I'm using, and I don't know how to stop that. So you might find that I cut off again. Who knows? I'm a popular fella. Would you believe? But yeah. Okay, so yesterday, before I noticed that I've been cut off, I got this far with my design. Yeah, give you an idea. Very rough, as I said. Yeah, but you know, we'll square it all up in the making of everything else. So, right, I've put that other bit of card to one side for a minute because it's got too many bits cut out of it, and I need some straight bits and straight bits around it. Now, as I said, you can use cereal boxes. Cereal boxes are amazing. Because for some reason it's thicker than most other cards. It's just, I like it a lot, and I like it so much that I'm going to use it for my planking. So first things first, go on the edge, split my box down. So I mean, bloody good card this. So anyway, yeah, there you go. And all I want really are strips of card. About, if we got to measure, about 10 mil strips. Well, actually, probably would get away with 5 mil strips, but for speed. Depends how you want to do it. So yeah, and straight lines are always handy. So we shall do our best to cut some straight lines. Well, first I'm going to cut that fella off because it's got a crease on it. And then I'm just going to cut strips. I want them wide enough though that I can overlap them and give that impression of overlapped wood. Yeah. Something bit me today, look. Something bit me in the wood pile. I'm not sure what it was. Because to tell the truth, I didn't feel it until after the fact. Now I'm not too worried about these strips being absolutely square, because let's face it, planks aren't absolutely square unless they've been planed, and I want a bit of rusticness on my board. So all I'm going to do is just cut myself lots and lots of strips like this. Now what I shall do is I shall cut myself enough to do sort of one side. So you've got to polish strips like that, yeah? Yeah, you can need a few of these. And I've got it. So, okay. Oh, my blade's getting a bit blunt, so I need to sharpen that end up. Now I find any piece of steel will do this. Sharpen the end of the blade. Like that. It's just a trick, lad, just a trick. Because these self-healing mats tend to blunt your blades over time. If you know how to sharpen your blades, you don't go through so many. So yeah, something bit me in the wood pile today. It was nice of it. See that? Look at that. I don't know if you can. Look. Can you see that? Look at that. The little bugger. It's starting to wake a bit now, but anyway. Probably a bit of wood or a couple of nails, but I didn't notice in the lumps of wood that I shove in my fire. Or at least that's what I hope. Anyway, there you go. So I think I shall leave it there for now. That one doesn't want to play the game. Anyway, there you go. Right, so I have some cut for now. Move myself over and go back to my board. So, got my boat shape. Right, now the idea with this is what we do is we build up the ship the way it's going to go, and we follow it around first, like that. Yeah, that'll be the top one. The bottom one will be down here, and I want my wood beams to, where do I want them to go? Yeah, I want them that way. So, and that's square at the back, so I'm not too worried about that. That should be it. So the trick is now, very simple really. Come here, bugger. Thank you. To give yourself a starting point, as it were. Now, because this bit that I'm doing here is an upright, I'm going to use the natural bend that's already in the cardboard to facilitate it. use the natural kink of the wood, as it were. Blah, blah, blah. Because I'm only using tiny little bits of glue, it sets quicker. And of course, the more of these I put on, the stronger this construction will become. And it takes some fiddling, but yeah. So yeah. So there's my first plank on. First plank. Now I'm going to do another one. And this one. I'm going to just slightly overlap. The one previous. And again, it's just a matter of adding glue along the and you don't have to add glue the entire length, just in places where you want it to pinch your wood. Pinch your wood? No, behave. Yes. I've been trying to give up innuendo for such a long time, but it's so hard, so terribly, terribly hard. So yeah, anyway. The plan being obviously that each layer built up on itself will become part of the aesthetic. Of course, being cardboard, you don't have to worry so much about bits being too long, because you can cut them off later. I'll get a few of these on, and then I'll show you exactly what it's going to be. I've got a feeling that I might have started this in the wrong place, but you know. As I said in the beginning of these videos, I'm going to make loads of mistakes, but that's okay, because without mistakes you don't learn nothing. And there you go, look. See? And I shall carry that on all the way around. and then do the other side obviously, and then we'll go from there, see what happens. Will we not? So yeah, so how's your day been? Well, as Tuesdays go for me, I'm thinking to myself, it's been lovely and quiet, absolutely beautiful, beautiful and quiet. Now we haven't had the jetliners going over the top, and it's been lovely, it's been peaceful, beautiful. And then British Air Force decided that it's going to fly its jets round and round and round the town. Making a god awful racket. Now normally I wouldn't even notice them, but because it's been so quiet recently, I'm like, why? But hey, we are not the reason why. We are about to pay for it. And shut up. I nearly swore there. But yeah. Yeah, just why? You might notice I've got a black glue stick in there. Well, I was doing something that needed black glue. So the next white one I put in there will be coming out grey for a long time. That's okay. We shall find a use for it. Now this is taking shape, but it's not quite taking the shape I want it to take. So I'm going to, because it's cardboard, and I can, I'm going to force it to take the shape I want it to take before I go much further. I did tell you about the puppies. I did tell you about the stringy bit, didn't I? That I don't like. Well, tell you what it is good for though. Making cobwebs at Halloween. It really does work a treat. So I've come in 4, and now I'm going to start shaping it to where I want it. And it's not going to be an easy job, but it's going to be fun, I know it. Don't try that at home, kids. This stuff's hot. I don't really want it on there. I want this pretty much flat if I can keep it. So yeah, there we go. Very shortly. So there you go. You see the way it's taking shape? Yeah. Of course I want the back as flat as I can get it, so before I can start to bow this in, I need to bow it out. But that's okay. My plan next is to facilitate just that. That was square. Yeah, I might have made that round bit at the back here. It's a little too narrow for the job I want it to do. So, what I need to do is, I need to cut a strip. Let's go and fill in that void. Or twist it in. But then that wouldn't be the shape I want. I'd rather look at the shape of the boat. I see, it goes up like that. I see, that'll help. Yeah. That will help indeed. So, the next one, I'm actually going to put around it. And that'll be my piece de resistance. Or my bit that gets the job done is my plan anyway. So stick my bit of card on there. Two things that I do where I actually miss smoking. One is painting, because when you paint, there inevitably comes a time where you are sat there twiddling your thumbs waiting for paint to dry before you can add the next coat, or you add the next colour, so you don't bleed colours. Sometimes you want to bleed colours, sometimes you don't. And at that time, I miss smoking my pipe. I miss the ritual of it. I miss the knocking out the bowl, giving it a scrape. Maybe sending a pipe cleaner down the neck if it's a bit too gunky. Put a pipe cleaner down the neck. Blow it through. Rub the bowl with my thumb. Make it nice and smooth in there. I like it. And then get yourself a pinch, break it up, roll it in a ball, push that first pit in, that base layer. Yeah. Make sure you can draw through it. Make sure it's not too tight, not too loose. Yeah. Give it a draw. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Then stack your pipe with the next layer. Give that a tamp down. Give it, yeah. Make sure that's okay. Give it in this initial lighting. Give it. Reseal the carbon inside the bowl. Take the first good smoke. Tap it down with the edge of the lighter. Give it a couple more pulls. Yeah, I miss all that. What I say, I do miss all that. Taking off the top layer, putting another little fresh batch on the top, tamping that down, giving its final light, sitting back and wait for the paint to dry, or the glue to dry in this case. And I've got to say, these are the times I miss it. And they are, they really are. But you know, it was killing me, so it had to go. So yeah, it's times like these that I really miss it. But you know, as I said, yeah, it was killing me. When I was finally diagnosed with COPD, I was told that I'd had it several years, mainly from back when I worked in a foundry, which, you know, back in the day was where I worked. And I miss that too. I miss that job. I miss that. The fact that I knew what I was doing, and that. But you know, so we need to pull you in a little bit. Yes, we do. So yeah. So what I've done there is just put a script round to give me some more shape when I had these, because you know it needed it. And I'm still going to overlap slightly because I want to pull the other bit in, and later I'll see what needs doing to make the whole thing exactly what I want. But for today, I'm actually going to just miss that and bring it in. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Of course, it doesn't matter what way round you put these struts on, because at the end of the day, we're going to paint them. Give that back a stretch. I should really have some kind of back support, but I've tried girdles and corsets and all sorts of bloody things to try and keep my back straight over the years, and to be quite honest, nothing works, so I grin it and I bear it. Anyone who has back pain, you have my sympathy, sir, madam. And anything in between. So As I said, don't recommend this. Especially not with the virus going about, but it works for me. And I did wash my hands prior to coming in here. And there's no coronavirus in here. There's every other kind of virus probably, but there's no coronavirus in here. Now I understand this, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Well, I understand that. If you're using your hands to do something dirty and you're touching stuff that's come from outside all the time. This is stuff I've had in my make it box for years. No one's touched it except me. And so I doubt very highly if I've passed any lurgy onto my cardboard and anything, or if anything survived on my cardboard. So I don't see the point of having to wash your hands every 20 minutes if you're not running around opening doors or picking up foreign stuff or whatever. I don't see the point. So if you're indoors and the only thing you've handled is your own doorknobs and your own bloody your own stuff basically, I don't see the point. Understand if you've picked up, for argument's sake, you've been shopping, picked up some shopping tins and whatever, before you put any of that on the cook or whatever, give it a wipe down. I understand that. Wash your hands after you've handled it. I understand that. Wash the doorknob. I understand that. But once you're in, everything's clean and you've wiped everything down. Why would you have to wash your hands again and again and again and again? Don't understand it. Pointless. Pointless exercise. And if you've handled other people and you know where they've been, i.e. they're in lockdown with you and neither of you are showing signs of any kind of lurgy, why can't you cuddle? Why can't you snog? Why can't you just get on with it? Seems a bit daft if you ask me. But, you know, we had some mail this morning. Picked up the mail, put it on the side, when I wash my hands. When I read that mail, I wash my hands again. And then once that mail is filed, because a lot of it's bloody junk, but once that mail is filed, I will give it no more heed and no more thought. And I won't wash my hands again until I've touched something. And doing so is overkill as far as I'm concerned, but that's just me. You know, I am not again to know right or wrong on these matters, but it just seems to me to be daft. If you've got a pet and the pet goes out, like bloody cats have a want to do, and they come back, you don't know who's fussed it. Oh yeah, if I had a cat, it'd be getting hosed down every bloody night, but that's just me. But at the same token, if you've got a pet and the pet gets hugged and fussed by people that you don't know, or has been in places you don't know, then I understand washing your hands, washing the pet, etc. and so forth. Personally, I'd keep the pet indoors, but that's just me. And yeah, okay, so I understand that. I understand having to wash your hands there, and wash your hands after, before you handle food. That goes without saying. You know, you just do. If you don't, you're a fool to yourself. But again, I'm saying, just every day, doing everyday things, knowing that you haven't touched anything other than what you have touched, you know, unless you've touched something that's foreign, come from outside, or you don't know is its history, its place of origin. Wash your hands. That makes sense. That I understand. But if you're touching the same old stuff all day indoors on your own, doing nothing else but touching your own stuff all day indoors, wash your hands like normal. Why ruin your bloody hands unnecessarily? Doesn't make sense to me. But hey. Like after this, I've done all this and we've been in my shed. My shed's a bit mucky. I will, before I do, you know, make food or whatever for myself, I'll wash my hands, because that's common sense. But come on, you sat there watching telly, or you sat there gaming. Your gaming pad's been cleaned. You've sat there gaming all day. You're not going to stop your game 20 minutes in to go and wash your hands again, to come back to the same pad, play a game, go away, wash your hands again. You're not going to do it 20 minutes every 20 minutes. Ridiculous. Bloody ridiculous. So use common sense, people, please. Your hands will thank you for it. And so will the waterboard. Because I'm not being funny, but if we're on lockdown for 12 weeks and there's a water shortage, think about it. Now if you're going out every day and you're working out every day, you don't know what you've touched, you don't know what you've been through. Yeah, wash your hands, wash your hands. Every time you touch something, go away, wash your hands. I can completely understand, and I can completely understand that. That makes sense. But if you're indoors all day, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's just a waste of water and a waste of soap. I can tell you now, if I was dying of thirst, the last thing I'll be thinking is, I wish I'd washed my hands more. Really. And I'm at the conclusion, if I do catch a lurgy, it'll be from something brought in from outside with my shopping. Hence the reason, yeah, if you get shopping, wipe the shopping down. Thank the people that have done it for you, because to be quite honest, without them, I wouldn't survive, and they're beautiful people. Me and my wife are very, very grateful for that. But the same token, we'll wash our hands after we've handled all that stuff. We'll wipe that stuff down before we get the food out of it. And we'll be careful and we'll be cautious, because I've got COPD. My wife has other underlying issues I won't go into here. And to be fair, Nobody needs that. Nobody wants that. And it's not good for the country. So, oops, excuse me. So yeah. Well, anyway, look. As you can see, slowly building it up. Yeah. You can see the ship coming together. It's a lot more sturdy now. And of course, it'll sit on this base that I knocked up earlier. So that I can chill, sit back, pour myself a coffee. It's a little chilly today. So just a little tot to warm the bones. So where was we? Oh yeah, here we go. Let's go with this. Now I'm coming to a stage where yeah, well, we'll build that up on the day. I'm sure. Yeah. So now we're gonna go and change tack. So yeah. So do I? No. We'll carry on, see what happens. See what shape we get, because I'm as interested as you are, I'm sure. I'm not, as the case may be, to see where this is going. I have a thing for shapes, and I like things that grow organically, and that's what this is going to do. It's going to grow organically. There are going to be points where I'm going to go, oops, what do I do about that bit? And then I'm going to go, well, sod it, we'll bodge it this way, because, you know, I can. And to be quite honest, this is very therapeutic for me too. So what do we got time wise? Oh well, I want to give you another 20 minutes of boredom, because I'm good that way. I can hear the children playing out in the garden a couple of doors down. It's always good hearing kids. Kids cheer me up. They do, honest. I love the sound of their laughter. Except Halloween, when I love the sound of their screams. But that's just me. Yeah. I'm hoping this year that we get to do Halloween. I did get to do it last year, and I was gutted because I was ill last year. But this year I'm hoping that all this is over and done with by Halloween at least, because I intend on having a massive party. To be honest. I can't wait to see all my friends in all their costumes. unlike most people, when they throw a party, this will be a teetotal party because there's children. I never drink at Halloween. It's not fair on the kids. I don't let alcohol in the garden because it's not fair on the kids. Not at Halloween. After it's all said and done and I've locked the garden up and I've put all my toys away, then going downtown in costume and having a drink in town, if there's any pubs left alive after all this, that will be the highlight of our night. That will be the highlight of our Halloween. And if I've actually got energy after that, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be joining a few of my friends. I'll be joining brothers from the club, sisters from the club, and I'll be joining friends and family out that are out that night anyway. And I'll be done up in a costume of some description, and I will be being a silly arse because I can. Yeah. I've just noticed actually, it's one of my Halloween props in the background there. Yeah. Something I was building. A friend of mine asked me if I could make him a dummy they could practice autopsy on. Well, the things you get asked as an artist, eh? So I started. I made a plush dummy. Plush. Put a rib cage in her. Added a decent head to it. Well, half decent head to it. With the skull cut off so that you could put a brain in there and have a play. Yeah. And unfortunately, due to one thing and another, it's up on the shelf doing nothing until such time as it will come into its own. Come Halloween. Or an event, I don't know yet. I don't know which. We shall see. We can only see. So yeah, here we go. Slowly but surely, we're building this up. And we're going to come to the stage where we're almost parallel here. Oh, wrong one. That one. That's the one I want. And once we're almost parallel, then I will be doing something completely different. That's when I will be doing something completely different. And I'm almost at that stage now. A completely different stage that is. I'll be able to show you, with any luck, before the timer runs out or someone phones me and kills my feed, exactly what I'm going to do to finish this baby off. And you'll see. And these things do, they grow organically, they really do. And again, it's just going to be what it is. I can hear the Air Force out there again, having a practice. Good for them. Not so good for the rest of us. We're just enjoying the peace and quiet, but good for them. As I said, it's normally at times like this when I'm just waiting for glue to dry. But get your own coffee. Oh, that's lovely, that is. Just the right amount of rum. I'm not operating any big and heavy machinery, and I won't be driving for a while. So, nice cuppa with a tot of rum in it, just to keep out the, well, the chill, as it were. The chill, just to keep the chill out. I don't generally hold with putting anything in my rum. I like my rum neat, as nature intended it, or not, I don't know, but I like my rum neat. Interesting fact, I think it's a fact, Rastafarian fella told me. Apparently God's in the weed and the devil's in the rum. And here I am, in me rum. Who knew? Full of useless information, mate. Now listen, mister, when I put you in a place, I expect you to stay there. Out. Hot glue gun glue is not good on fingers. Trust me. You can take that to the bank. Okay, so have a rough idea of what we've got going. Might have to add some more planks just to finish it off, but that'll do. And we shall go now. Oh yeah, the last of the planks. I'll put them that way, I think. Yeah, that's the way to go. So, I've got a short plank here somewhere. Come on a bit. Yeah, I'll trim you off after, I think. So, here we go. Need a fair amount on there. Shall we? Why not? Yeah, why not? Alright shape. Let's get spin you around. Better shape that way. Just like that. Nice. Just a nice bit, thick bit of card. That first thick bit I cut off. I have to remind myself to do the same the other side, but hey, here we go. Let's see what happens. It's not pretty, but it's getting there. And as I said, you know, we are going to paint it, so we'll be able to fill any holes and whatever as we go. But we're not. Let's Yes, indeed we will. And of course, you know. Get off. Okay, and you get off, and you get off. That's better. Well, I can still get my hand inside. There's going to come a time when I won't be able to, and stuff will inevitably end up going a little peaked on, but we shall sort it. We shall indeed. Well, what can I say? If you made it this far, without being bored stiff, I commend you on your staying power. Yeah, I want you there. And you will play the game. You will, you will, you will, you will. I feel back here. For we have eyes. We do have eyes. I've got a bit of a kink going on there, but I hate. Not too worried about a little kink. Yeah, as I said before, I've been trying to give up innuendo, but it's terribly hard. Okay, last but not least, I'm almost at a stage where I'm going to be saying goodbye to you guys today. So I want you to stay safe, you know. As another friend of mine says, stay shiny. And I tend to use gun glue to fill holes that and blemishes that would otherwise be you need trimming there now. That's it. That's the one. There you go. There you go. So, another one on the top there, and that should be it. But as I said, you know, this is just, well, maybe two. Yeah, maybe two. Alright, Mr. Knife. But anyway, yeah, getting to the stage where I'm going to be saying goodbye to you guys very soon. So, be good to each other. Stay as safe as you can. At the end of this, I want to see all my friends that have made it. I do. Call me selfish, but that's what I want. I want to see all my friends have made it through this. And we're going to have fun in the field somewhere. Big open fire, loads of beer. Maybe the odd bottle of rum. And songs and laughter. Things I'm missing a lot right now. I'm kind of glad I managed to get out to a small event run by a friend of mine called Ron. I think it was Ron that ran it, but anyway. Ron run it. But anyway, yeah. He's a level worker, very clever in what he does. Lovely bloke. and he ran an event recently that I attended, and it was a small event. It didn't have all the people that I loved there, but it had a few, and I'm glad I had that before this lockdown, because it's given me something to think on. Now, here's my battered boat front. Let's get in there slowly but surely, but hey. Tomorrow, I shall do the other side. The last piece I want to be as stiff as I can get it, so here we go. Just to finish off.